WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish that bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, fan cams, bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Whoops, sorry, I forgot to put myself on there. And also, I haven't changed my name. Good start, isn't it? Right, hello everyone, and welcome to a watch along for the away game to Crystal Palace. Fulham, Crystal Palace. Now he's in the chat. Who we got? Yeah, I'm all good. How are you? You all right? Not there today, unfortunately. I'd like to have gone, but I couldn't go. So that's I'm not done CRAVEN COTTAGE either. Normally it's one that gets done. It's quite hard to get tickets for Fulham away normally. Obviously JT and Rich are there, so they'll be doing a vlog for you all to watch later on. Big up, Nate. Hope you're all good. I'll be seeing you soon. I'm listening on the radio because it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Pat, I'm not going to put that one on the screen, but I'm guessing you've just started watching In-Betweeners. Very good TV show. Yeah, highly recommend anyone who hasn't watched it. Very good TV show. It's on Channel 4 OD. If you wanna watch it. Now, obviously, I know there's been actually. Let me put it. Let me see if I can get it on the screen. Obviously, the lineups come out. I don't know how do you guys feel about that? I thought it was a pretty unsurprising one, to be honest. Let me see if I can just grab it off here. Team. Let's see if I can see if that's on there. Overlay. Obviously, this will be the team for today. If it ever comes up, is it going to come up? There we go. Oh no, that's terrible, but you can kind of see it. So you got Henderson in goal, Munoz right back, Richards, Lacroix, Gay, Mitchell's maybe the slight surprise, but I mean, to be honest, considering I think how many games Ben Chilwell's actually had, I think it's I don't think it's that surprising. Lerman Hughes maybe a bit of a surprise there, but obviously I think that's Adam Wharton's fitness playing in there really, and to be honest, I'd rather him be careful with him, make sure he gets back, doesn't get injured, than obviously gets injured. Sarr, Eze and Mateta. So I said not really surprising there. One sec. Sorry, guys, bear with me a sec. Yeah, big up, Nate. See you on Tuesday, mate. Hopefully, get a nice win for you. I was just busy last night and not around, unfortunately. Right, let me just try and sort myself out a little bit here. But yeah, I mean, I don't think that lineup is too surprising, really. I thought I wasn't that taken back. I mean, obviously, I would like Wharton to perhaps have started, but I mean, like I said, I'd rather he be ready to play a full 90 rather than forcing it. And we are off by the sounds of it. And to be honest, part of the reason why I'm doing this is because it seems like whenever we do either just a vlog or just a watch along or listen along or whatever, then we always seem to lose. But whenever we've done both, it's been all right. So like when I went up to Doncaster, once I did Leicester as well. And when we've done both, we seem to have done all right. So we'll see if that's true. Tell you what, though, I haven't had a tea out of my Crystal Palace mug today, but I tried to have that out of every game we play before at some point in the day before the game, and unfortunately the magic went last week in dramatic fashion against Everton. So his winning streak was very much done. I predicted before the game 1-1. So I don't know if any of you guys, well, I know some of you did, but watch our Tactical. Fulham are surprised. Fulham, when we looked at the stats, Fulham really surprised me because it seemed to be their defence that was actually a lot much more statistically better than their attack, which surprised me because I thought that they were a very good attacking side. But yeah. And also at home, they're one of the few teams at home that's actually got a worse points per game than away from home. So hopefully with our away form being a lot better, hopefully we can do well. But I went 1-1 before the game. But anyways, I mean, we started off with control on the ball. Oh, wow, that's a lovely pass. Go on. He went a bit wide there, Mateta. Sounds like a good opportunity for us. And Mitchell with a ball over the top. So it sounds like Fulham are now on the ball, so they're going to build up for their first attack of the game. Nate's saying 2-1 Palace, surely purely just to pee off that Fulham Tactico on X. Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. I think I muted him actually. Seemed like a Z tier Beaker Beak Street in my opinion, but trying to get bites off people, but not as funny as the Beak. Not many people are, to be fair. But the thing is with Fulham, they got such like why I thought they're more of an attacking side is that they got some very lovely interchanges. They've got they're willing to run with the ball. They're really willing to take a man on as well. They've got a set piece, but I'm not sure what their record is at set pieces. Actually, I think they're somewhere in the mid table. But to be fair, this season so far we've been all right at defending them. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, Beaky's a very funny guy. If you don't know who that is, follow him on Twitter, Beaker Beak Street. He's a parody account, but he's very funny. It sounds like a bit of a bitty game at the moment. But to be honest, I had this game to be a bit of a boring game. Actually, I don't think it's going to be. I think with Fulham's defensive record, I think, and obviously our, sometimes our lack of ability in attack. I think, I can't see this being a particularly enthralling game. But it's like Fulham are squeezing us, pushing us high. Now they tried to do that just to try and contain teams. I think that's partially why their defensive record's so good, because they seem to, they control games very well. But I think the reason why their home form is maybe not as good as their away form. I mean, there's not much in it, to be fair, but the reason why theirs is worse, I think, is because they struggle to break down low blocks. Which, I mean, that's a common theme for most teams in the league, to be fair. So, I mean, if you can figure out how to break down a low block consistently every game, then you'll probably be the best manager in the world. So, Pat saying Clinton Morrison doing the Brighton match instead of us on Soccer Saturday is a bit weird. Yeah. Actually, I don't even know who they're playing. Are they playing Southampton? In scores on the doors at the moment, everything's 0-0 going into the first 10 or so minutes of the games. Yeah, Southampton, unfortunately for them, I think that might be a bit of a banker for them. I think Southampton are doing very well to try and break Derby County's 11 points tally. Sounds like breaking down the side for Fulham. So apart from that solitary chance that we had from Mateta, not really had too much in their half so far, but this is a game that I kind of predicted. I mean, Fulham have got before this game, had the 7th highest average possession of any team in the league, 52%, I think it was. And ours was around about the low 40s, I think 43, 44, something like that. So, I mean, Fulham are pretty much always going to dominate this game in terms of possession. But I think as long as we're compact, hopefully we can exploit the fact that they're not as good at breaking down low blocks. Just going to go grab some water. Right. Now, hopefully we don't all fall asleep. So Mark Gay's on the ball now. Going to look for try and build up. Do notice that in recent games, I think we do seem to drop a midfielder into just into the where with the defenders, try and help perhaps progress the ball a little bit. But I think that's part of, for me, that's part of Glasner's, his variations on the way he plays and his adaptability. Like things we can say that he builds in, say like a 3-4-3 or whatever. But a lot of the time, players will move around, try and find that space to try and then progress the ball up the pitch. And obviously, with us having, one side of the wing backs maybe not as progressive as the other. Obviously, if we need to build through the middle, then we're going to need like players moving around, trying to find that space, try and pick up pass and be progressive. So Fulham have the ball at the moment, appears to be in their final third. It's like a little tracker thing on here. So we've just won the ball. But unfortunately, we're not able to capitalise on that potential transition moment. Now, obviously, transitions is something that a lot of teams try and exploit these days. Mainly because a lot of the reason for that is because, like I said earlier, low blocks are very, very difficult to break down. Very, very, very difficult to break down. And if you're in a transition moment, you're not in that low block. So that's why teams try and exploit that and exploit, the time, because obviously teams' in possession shapes are a lot different to their out of possession shapes. I mean, interestingly, people say 4-4-2 is dead. It's not in the out of possession game. 4-4-2 is one of the most popular defensive structures you can get. Not even just in the Premier League, even though in La Liga, it's quite a common one to have when you're out of possession. Just it gives good coverage. And also because a lot of teams play with double pivots these days, like two DMs, basically, like we do. Or not necessarily DMs, but two central midfielders, two double pivots, a double pivot. And if you play in a 4-4-2, means you can kind of cover both of those. But yeah, it looks like we've got the ball now. Some nice interplay through there. Let's try to hit a through ball through to Eze from Sarr. Looks like, to be honest, it's a shame it's not the other way around, really, because I think that would have been the money shot. Fulham debatably could have had a foul. It's on the floor. Smith Rowe. So that means he'll be out injured for another 5 months. Yeah, I mean, for everyone else who's watching the game, because obviously I know you can watch it live abroad. What do you think of the game so far? It sounds like it's been a bit of a bitty game. not really a lot in it. I think the only real chance of the game for both teams has been Mateta's run on in, but it looked like a difficult chance for him. Really, he would have needed to chop in on his right if he was going to get a better angle. Wasn't going to be an easy one to take. I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't know what the stats are at the moment, but I think it's probably only been like 2 shots in there. Yeah, 2 shots, none on target. So Mateta's has been the only one that has, I would say, been a better chance, because the other shot, I think, was from outside the box, wasn't it? I mean, at the moment, it's a bit of a dull game of football today. Every game so far, considering we're all on the 17th, 18th minute, it's all 0-0. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Would you guys, before this game, would you guys have taken a draw coming into this? Obviously, I know we want to win, but obviously Fulham are doing well, and obviously we had a bit of a disastrous game against Everton, just completely bottled it, in my opinion. And yeah. I don't know if I would have taken. I mean, I predicted a draw, so I guess that means I would take a draw. But okay, Spurs. Who scored for Spurs, Pat? It's not come up on Google yet. But yeah, got a audio description radio with a little. Managed to find something with a little pitch on it, with a little tracker that updates all the movements. An own goal. Who scored it? Because I do have an Ipswich player, but immediately they are on my bench on FPL. I done all right yesterday on FPL because I had Mbeumo. Sorry, he got me. I think not include when I checked yesterday, not including the bonus points. I got 11, I think. So I got off to an all right start. Bit of not such a great one this morning because Tarkovsky's on my team, and he got I haven't checked, but I would imagine he's probably got 0 because he conceded 2 goals, and I don't think he got any assists. Seems to have crashed. Oh, Brennan Johnson goal. And Mbeumo's captain. To be fair, that's not a bad shout, really. I mean, Leicester obviously not doing very well at the moment. And yeah. Big up Nordine. Thanks for tuning in. Big up Earth. Thanks for tuning in as well, mate. Mitchell ball watching again. And Brennan Johnson goal. Class tie. Yeah, it's been a bit of a dull game. Bit of a dull game. But then, like I said, I kind of predicted that one, really. Oh, classic. Yeah, I think that. He does ball watch a little bit sometimes when the ball's up in the air. especially at the back post. Well, it's a good day for anyone who's got defenders in their FPL. Let's see. Well, since this is actually quite a boring game, what have I got? I can't remember who I've got in my team right now. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, I've got playing right now. I've got Kirkes. Tarkovsky on me 1 point earlier. It's only minus 1 for 2 goals conceded. Kirkes, Gabriel, Anthony Robinson. I've got playing in this. Cliver and Mateta. And Buemo got 14 points end of yesterday. And then I don't know when they're playing, but I've still got Cole Palmer. I was thinking about dropping Cole Palmer, to be honest, because I just think, I don't know, like I haven't been really feeling his output considering how much he costs. But then the problem is there aren't really any other big hitters who I think would be worth bringing in. Yes, that is a very good point. Very good point. I feel like a good tactic on FPL at the moment is just target Southampton, to be honest, because they're really bad. And just like that, João Pedro scored. Of saying, in my opinion, Everton should be awarded a late penalty against Man U. I haven't seen it. I did see people talking about it on Twitter, but I haven't actually seen it myself yet. I will have a look. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at their game now. Southampton, 0 shots. 0 shots on target. 0 corners. Saying that, they've had more possession, though, weirdly, apparently. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to talk about them because I don't like them. What's going on here? My update is going a bit weird, so I'm just trying to sort that out. So bear with me. Brennan Johnson 2-0 against Ipswich. You know, I thought this might have been an opportunity for Ipswich today. Maybe, obviously, Spurs aren't playing very well, and they are. You know, they're worse than us, I think, for giving away charity points to people. So, yeah, I think that would have been a good opportunity for. To be honest, I think they bottled it when they did they draw or they lose Southampton. I can't remember now. I think they lost, didn't they? Yeah. Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that's decided to do that. You can all still see me and hear me, right? Yeah. I don't know why I did that. It's very random. Right, it looks like we have our first shot on target of the day. Yeah, first shot on target of the day goes to us. I mean, I dread to think what the XG on this game is. I reckon Mateta's was probably like 0.08. Fulham's probably less than that. And that one, I'm not sure yet. Which you can, if you are interested in that, I suggest downloading FOTMob because that will give you live updates on what that is. So I can have a look at that. I can tell you. So it's like Fulham have got the ball again. That's what I mean. Like I think the thing is with Fulham, I think they control games very well. I think if they were to, go up a level, as it were, I think you got to learn how to try and break down those low blocks a bit better. But like I said, it's so difficult to do that. And oh, I mean, yeah, I've just looked at the chances on Southampton Brighton game, and Southampton haven't even had a shot, so they got 0 XG at the moment. 30 minutes into the game. Yeah, I mean the current XG of this game is Fulham have got 0.06 according to FOTMob, and we've got 0.09. So what a game! What a game of football! Be interesting to see when obviously Adam Wharton will get minutes. So I mean, what do you guys think? When do you think he'll get minutes? Do you reckon he'll come on at half time like he did? Right, let's go through some comments. What Wales beating Ireland in the rugby. Oh, big up Durfers as well. Hope you're good. England set for a decent target in the cricket, but Australia on 1974 are competently challenging. To be honest, I'm not really. I'll watch rugby if I'm kind of chilling and there's and like say like it's the Six Nations or whatever. Who is a favourite this year actually for the rugby? I think is Ireland one of the favourites. I feel like they are, but I could be wrong now. Eze's having a good game so far. You know what, actually, and also I've moaned a lot about him this season, but to be fair to him, I thought the 45 minutes he had against Everton as well, he looked really lively. And the same today, like again, I agree. Like, he's definitely shifted a little bit. Bournemouth red card Zabani. So for anyone who's got him in his in the FPL, it's a long day for you. But I've got Kirkes, so that's not ideal. Actually, who are they playing? They're playing Wolves. Okay. Kirkes has got a yellow. That's good, isn't it? Right, looks like we have a free kick. On the right hand side of the box, what can we do with this? Second shot on target of the day. Eze has a shot from there, and Leno's parried it away. Leno's a bit of an interesting one this season, I think. All over the top. Oh, looked like Mateta was very, very close to latching on the end of that through ball to him by Daniel Munoz. Yeah, I think Leno's an interesting one. I think he's not as good with his feet as mate. I think he's very much like a classic goalkeeper in that sense. You know, he's made for shot stopping, not for this woke nonsense tiki taka business. And yeah, and I think normally if you look at his stats, and if you look the stat that tells you whether they saved more than they should have is PSXG, which is post shots expected goals, I believe, takes into account the speed of the velocity of the ball when it's going into the goal, takes into it, or when it's going towards the goal, takes into account the area of which it goes into the goals. Is it bottom corner, top corner, middle of the goal, etc. I think depending on the model that is used as well, because that's the thing, different models will take into account different things. But normally it'll take into account where they started as well, and whether they've whether the players, whether it's like a one-on-one or whether they've had to bend it around a defender or something like that. It'll take that into account. And Leno normally is in the positives every season, but this season he hasn't been, interestingly. But Fulham, despite having before this game, despite having the third best defence in terms of expected goals, they have conceded a lot more goals than that, which is why their actual defensive record, so the actual amount of goals they've scored or conceded, is not quite on people's radar. Oh, as they had the ball in there, shot in the box. And that's another thing to note as well, actually. Fulham, I can't remember the exact number, but they're in like the top 5 for the amount of touches that are allowed in their box. So the 5th fewest touches they allow in their box for opposition players. think there's an argument about whether there was a foul there in the build-up. But to be honest, it sounds like Hughes actually got the ball. So, at the end of the day, if you kick it at a player and it rebounds off them and you run into them, I don't think that is a foul, really. Right, we have ref has given us everything. Yeah, good. That makes up for last week. Cunha has scored to make it 1-0 to Wolves, so that is even worse for me, for my Kirkes. Amari Hutchinson has scored for Ipswich, so maybe it's game on for them. We all know Spurs are bottle jobs. And Palace are playing well. Yeah, it certainly seems like we are growing into the game a lot more. I think the first sort of 20 minutes, it was a bit bitty, a bit cagey. But we seem to be having more touches in their box now. And we've obviously had more shots than them and on target as well. And it looks like we've scored. Sorry, that kind of threw me off guard there. Otherwise, I would have been celebrating a lot more. Nice. It looked like corner, Lacroix. I got a bit caught off as well because it kind of came out of nowhere, that one. I was kind of half talking, really. Should have been paying more attention. That's 1-0 Palace by the looks of it. Well, you see, this is why at the moment I hate VAR, because I'm kind of sitting here thinking, you know, what was there? Was there a foul in this build-up or anything like that or whatever? Hard to say. Yeah, so I'm going to try and find the goal on Twitter. I'm sure it's posted somewhere. Let's have a look. Here we go. Hughes with the corner in. And it looks like it's a very simple goal. The Quaz just kind of flicked that on. Anderson's missed time, just jumped badly there. But I mean, he was behind him. Given as an Anderson own goal. Okay. Is it? I mean, from this clip that I've seen, it looks like. I thought, okay. So I'll have it. There's only one angle on this, so I'm sure more will come out later. I'm smiling too. Up the Palace. I think if we do get a result today, which to be fair, I think a lot of people weren't really expecting, I think that will make up for last week somewhat. Because I think before these run of games, I think we were hoping. Well, I mean, Everton's a weird one because I don't think, like, if you take out the caveats of the game, I think, you know, a draw would have been an all right result. But obviously, the fact that they played the Liverpool on the few days before and they looked absolutely knackered, and then we basically gave them their goals. Obviously, it was very disappointing. But coming into the run of games, 3 points from these two games, I don't think would have been a bad return. Obviously, it's still a long way to go in this game, and I'm sure Fulham will ramp up their attack. And like I said, they seem to struggle against teams that sit in a low block. We've got the impetus to do that now. So let's just hope we don't do anything silly, and we'll hopefully do it better. Let's get 2-0 to us in this game. Yes, let's hope so. And yeah. Pat's mum is going to Dublin today. Dublin's a great city. Been a few times. Good city. Would love to do if Palace ever get to Europe one day. Tell you what, an away game in Dublin would be excellent. Playing Bohemian, I think Bohemians are there, or Shamrock Rovers. Right, so far it looks like Fulham are very much coming back. So let's hope that we can take this game 1-0 into the break. It looks like they're camped on our half it's outside our box at the moment. So we just got to be smart with what we do. And it looks like we've played out very well there with a nice combination between Sarr and Eze. We managed to break out there, and that's just the kind of thing we got to do now. We've just got to make sure that we don't do anything silly. We're smart with how we break. Like you say, we're not well. Obviously, a 2-0 would be great, but I think as long as we're being sensible with the passes we're making out, then that's what we want, really. Like Lerma giving it away in the middle of the park, that's exactly what we don't want. But it looks like a fantastic challenge. From what I can see, it seems like that challenge cleared half the pitch. So that's a fantastic challenge by Mr. USA himself. I was going to start chanting USA, 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 but I think that's a bit on my own. That's a bit sad, really, isn't it? So, like I said, the reason why, and this isn't strictly technically a watch along, but for the sake of continuity, sorry, on the streams, that's what it's called. But the main reasons we're actually doing it is because we do believe in Judge. We do believe that every time we either only do a vlog or only do a watch along, we always seem to lose. Like I know I did a vlog when we went up to Nottingham Forest. Also, turns out that was going to be a very tough game as the season progressed. But then when we've done both, seem to have done all right. So, like the Brighton game, see a vlog was done on the day, and also a watch along. I went up to Leicester, and also a watch along was done for that. And Doncaster, I mean, obviously, I know we expect to beat Doncaster, to be fair, but Doncaster as well. And now, so far, we're doing okay. And to be fair, from what it seems, I feel like we deserve this at the moment. Let's have a look at the XG, shall we? Oh, West Ham are beating Arsenal. Seen that. Bowen has scored for Arsenal. Wan-Bissaka got the assist apparently. Oh, and it looks like we've got a very good opportunity here. Munoz in a lot of space. Could argue should do a lot better there. And then he looks like he stopped the play there, so that's a yellow card for him. I think that was a little bit poor, to be honest. There should be doing a lot better there. It looks like he's in a lot of space. Maybe take it on a bit more, run to the byline a bit more. But anyways, let's have a look at the XG. I mean, ours is 0.25. Yeah, so FOTMob was given that as a Anderson own goal as well. Although, I mean, I guess maybe it came off Lacroix and then came off Anderson, perhaps. Not too sure there what's happened there. But nevertheless, who cares? We're winning. So 1 minute of added time. To be fair, there's not really been a lot of stoppages. Like I said, seemed like the first sort of 20, 25 minutes was very bitty, very boring. So, as Pat said, I think in the first 20 minutes, they only came to our game twice. not surprising. I don't think. I think the first shot on target was about 25 minutes in. So. Yeah, it's like not a good day for my FPL, but you know what? I don't care. But yeah, I mean, I think Fulham have definitely come with a little bit more ferocity since we've gone ahead. But so far, they haven't really created anything, and that is half time. So I'm just going to go grab a drink quick. You guys could put in. Um, yeah, if you guys put in the chat what who you think's been the best player of the game so far, your thoughts on the half, and maybe what you want to see in the second half. I'm just going to go grab a drink. I'll be back in a minute. Yes, hello, people. Right, let's just go through some comments, and then we'll talk about the game, and then maybe what we want to see in the second half is to put all those comments in the chat, and I'll try and show as many of these as possible. Again, thanks everyone for tuning in. We massively appreciate everyone who's watching, and we appreciate the time that you give us, and it gives us a reason to keep doing this. Otherwise, I would just be sitting there watching it on my own. Right. Anyways, Eze deserves a goal. Yes, certainly appears that way. He seems to be a very good attacking outlet today. Now, I think, like I said, I think he played very well against Everton when he came on. I thought he played very well. I think the only reason maybe he wasn't spoken about a bit more because obviously he only played 45 minutes. Obviously, we lost the game. I think if we maybe won the game, maybe a bit more would be said about him. But Yeah, no, he seems to have come back and come back well. So you do wonder, was he maybe playing for an injury a little bit? Like, obviously, I know he had that sore foot. Bit of a difficult one, that, because obviously, sore foot's a sore foot. You're not gonna, I think sometimes it sounds like sometimes it just reacts badly, and sometimes it might swell up, and then other days it's fine to train on and play on. So Shamrock Rovers versus Palace would be a right laugh. Yeah, I tell you what would be a right laugh if it's someone like Rangers went over there. I think that would be a very interesting game. I feel no. Has that happened? Nate, did that happen? I can't remember. No, that wasn't Nate. That was me. That was me. I predicted a 4-0 win. To be fair, Leicester weren't doing too well at the time, and we have a very good record against Leicester. But it ended up being one of the worst games I've ever seen in my life. Apparently, the ball hits the back of Anderson's head, so it's given. So own goal is given. Oh, okay, fair enough. I could actually. That's a. See if I can watch. See if there's any better angles on Twitter now. No, I haven't got any better. Oh, wait, hang on, this might be a better angle. Oh, okay. So it looks like Lacoste flicked it on. And then, and then it's kind of hit the back of his head. But it looks like he was off balance. So, yeah. 1-0 West Ham. Yep, Jared Bowen scored. We'll do a roundup once I've done these comments. Then we'll talk about the game. Yeah, Pat, it was me. USA. Lerma has been terrible. I know he gave away quite a good opportunity for us to do that. Let's see, threw away quite a good opportunity in the middle there. And I said, if we want to play well against a team like Fulham, we need to make sure that we're not giving away silly chances like we did against Everton, which obviously cost us, I think, 3 points. I think we should have won that game, really, on when you think about all the caveats, situation, the way the goals were given, etc. I think that was a very bitter game to swallow. Let's see a second goal to us. Yes, please. Look at Munoz in our average positions. Actually, I think, can we do that on SofaScore? It's a good question. Can I do? No. Oh, no, I can. Oh, wow, that's good. Jesus. Yeah. All right. Go on and let's chuck this one up there. So, if anyone who doesn't know what SofaScore is, SofaScore is a good website just to get lineups, get average positions, heat maps, stuff like that. Actually, let me do it, because last time I did it that day, it was a bit rubbish, wasn't it? Right. Okay, let's get that thrown up here. Right, yeah, have a look at this. This is crazy. Look at that. So you got. Oh, I don't know why I didn't just share the screen, to be fair. Actually, why don't I just do that? I'm going to share the screen. My brain's gone. That one. Yep, there you go. So you can see that. So Daniel Munoz is on average our highest player out there. But then I wonder if I've got a theory behind this. So obviously, if you're watching the game as well, or if you're actually watching the game, not following it on updates, then think about. I wonder, because I can see that Sar's a lot deeper and Munoz is a lot higher. So I wonder if that's perhaps something to do with maybe Munoz is kind of pinning. Munoz is pinning Anthony Robinson back a bit, and if Sarr is dropping, and then maybe that's drawing Calvin Bassey out a little bit. Because one thing I noticed when we were doing tactic, when I was doing a defense on tactical, was that obviously Robinson bombs forward, but then Bassey seems to cover that left hand gap out pretty well. So I think if Sarr's dropping deep, potentially then you have Calvin Bassey following him, that obviously draws him out of position. And then you've got Munoz, who's stayed high because Anthony Robinson is very much, pushing higher. Then maybe that's where we're getting this. We play Waterford. Shout out Waterford in a pre-season friendly in 2013 before the 13-14 PL season. Oh, and it looks like we have JC and Rich here. 1 second, let me get my screen. Yes, guys. Wait, hang on. I'm muted.
Give us a chance to change the name. Hold on.
Hi, we're not done.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, 1 second.
Stay with us 1 second.
Rich is struggling.
There we go.
I put us
Sorry,
on a
1
full
sec.
screen thing, man. We can't be that stiff.
I didn't change the thing.
I know, don't.
How's it going, guys?
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's got no idea.
Can you hear me?
It should be underneath the thing. There we go.
What's underneath the thing? What are you talking
Anderson
about?
on goal. Scoring goals for Palace. Tim Anderson.
Even with that, I think we started off slowly, but I think since like the 15th minute, we've been in complete control, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. Like it seems like we've had more shots, we've had more touches in their box, and they can't really seem to. They can't really seem to break us
The
down.
difference is, the dog, I'm actually stood up.
Huh?
But, Dan, we got it right. If there's going to be a goal, it would be a set piece.
Yeah, they can't really defend set pieces. It's JC in his lap.
Yeah, I think we got to keep the intensity up. We got to keep being threatening from set pieces because they'll throw everything at it. We need that second goal badly, though.
We need to weather the storm for the first 10-15 in the second half.
Yeah.
Because they're going to throw everything at us. But I would say Mitchell's dealing with Traore a lot better than he normally does. I'm okay. I'm a little bit waved. But Mitchell's dealing with Traore quite well. He's going forwards quite well. I think the standout today is probably Will Hughes. But Eze is actually having a very good game. He's his best game in a long time. He's taking on people. He's showing confidence on the ball. He's had quite a few shots as well.
When he stood there for like 10 seconds and looked at Anderson.
Oh yeah, Anderson. Hey, you're wasting time, man. But Anderson scoring goals for Palace. He never wanted to go.
How's the atmosphere? Is it good?
Listen, the teams are coming out for the second half. We'll catch up.
All right, see you later, guys.
Up the Palace. Come on.
Right, that was a live update from the stadium, so you know that they are there. They are doing the vlog. Where did we get to? Right, so they said the teams are coming out, so I'll just quickly go through these. Would like Ipswich to score? Yes, absolutely. Going up the table, that would be very nice. Be nice if Anderson scores a hat-trick for Palace. That would be good. That would only be our third ever hat-trick in the Premier League, I believe. Obviously, other websites are available. Oh, what one do you use then, Dog? Do you use a different one? But yeah, I use SofaScore normally for those ones. Red and blue, I made it. Big up, Kevin. Thanks for tuning in. Eagles. Lacroix is deep, so he can be there if Mark or Mitchell get done. Yeah, absolutely. And I think physically, I think he can deal with Jimenez as well. How are we losing always bottom of the league table? So frustrating. How we Who's that? Well, as in like we lose to teams below us and then we beat teams above us. Is the GOAT high? No, he's just a bit waved. To be fair, London away game on a Saturday. A lovely day today as well. The sun's out finally. Rich T and JC flying over a camera phone. We need to wake up the second half and just score goals. Merciless. Let's go. Fulham. Yeah, absolutely. I think a second goal would absolutely kill the game for them. Let's hope we go. Oh, sorry, I didn't see this, but we can. I'm sure they'll pop in later, so we can talk about that later. Seems this result at halftime confirms this format is lucky. Yeah, that's why. Main reason why we did it, because we do believe in Judge. Go on the boys. They're getting relegated soon. Who Fulham? I think they'll be a ways above that. We are always better in the second half statistically. Yes, we are. And we're also obviously a lot better away from home. So, maybe that is working in our favour as well. In conjunction with the fact that Fulham points per game is less than it is away. But anyways, let's crack on with. Going to go back to these updates. Right. Oops, what's going on here? Oh, whoops, what's going on there? Right, here we go. So let's hope we can hold this second half. Like I said, second goal, that'll be very, very handy. I think it will kill it a bit for Fulham. They're going to come after us. As long as we defend well, we're smart with how we break. Don't give away anything silly. I think we've got a very good chance of seeing out this half if we do those things. And it looks like Eze's just run past 3 or 4 players. You know what? Fair play to him. He's had a lot of stick this year. I tell you what, it's so interesting to see that Eze has seemed to have picked up his game the last couple of games. Obviously, I know he did have a slight knock, which may or may not have been part of his form. He's had a lot of criticism this season, and I think fairly as well. But I think it's very interesting to see. Obviously, I know Foden was basically out for like about 6 months. I guess mentally recovering from England's loss in the final of the Euros. I think it's interesting to see that Eze is also picked because obviously Foden being at City, they kind of have that luxury of maybe not playing him because their depth is so strong. Whereas we don't really have that luxury. And I think it's very interesting to see. Obviously, I know Eze's output has been very, very decent in the last sort of month and a half. I know he went on that streak of a goal and assist in every game he played. I think, to be fair, I think it still is every, obviously apart from this game, everyone he started, I believe. So, you could argue maybe some of the criticism was unfair. I mean, I think it's a classic case of, stats versus the eye and using the eye test. And I think, yes, he did get the goals, very important for us. But there were a lot of opportunities where he could have done better, in my opinion. But it seemed to be in moments, in my opinion, I think he seemed to do a lot better in moments where he didn't have as much time to think about. He just kind of relied on his technical ability and his natural instincts as opposed to, thinking about, do I need to drop deep, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. But anyways, Fulham are currently going down the right-hand side and they have won a corner. Mark Gay with a block on that cross. They're lining up for the corner. Let's see what happens. And is that an... I can see that Jimenez headed it. And it looks like it took a deflection, so it looks like it'll be another corner. They are taking this next corner. And it looks like it's gone out for a goal kick. So that is good for us. I'm just going to go get a hoodie. A bit chilly, so I'll be back in 2 seconds. Okay, looks like Sarr is running down the right-hand side. But it looks like Bassi has tackled him. Bassi's one-on-one. As I said, if you didn't see Tactical, Bassi's one-on-one percentage in terms of his tackles is like 80% or something crazy like that for the season. It's not even a case of like he's won 4 out of 5. He's won like, I think he was in the 20s. Or the attempts was in the 20s, maybe. Right, he's incepted that. Teta has the ball there, but has lost the ball. So Fulham, they control games very well. Ryan Richards has cleared the ball there. Fulham are in the middle third, camped on the edge of our third. And Eze has managed to win a foul from that, which is fantastic. As I said, it's just really smart things like that. Like as I was saying about, we got to think about how we break. Like if you're, I don't know, if you do nick the ball off someone in our own third, and and then you do manage just to win a foul out of that, you relieve the pressure so much, which is really good. And there's a stoppage in play by the looks of it for Smith Rowe, who is down. Obviously, he hasn't got the best injury record, so we will see if how he gets on. We've done that. Ozo seems to have an injury on his knee ligament today. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. It seemed like he seems like he's really rated by Derby fans as well. So it's a big shame if he's kind of getting that. But then there does seem to be some suggestion that he's getting rushed back maybe a little bit as well. So we'll see. I mean, he is only 18 still. I'm pretty sure he's still only 18. I know he's 19. Sorry. I thought he was younger than that, but yeah. But we'll see. I'm not sure. I don't know if they've said what it is. If anyone knows what the issue is with David Ozo, please let us know, because I haven't seen anything other than the fact that he's injured. Now, I don't want us to be on Soccer Saturday. Yeah, I agree. As boring as this game can be, that would be fantastic. There's still the stoppage in play. And it looks like What's going on here then? Oh, sorry. Smith Rowe, don't know what's going to happen to him, but it looks like the game will restart imminently. Hopefully. So let's see what the other scores are right now. See if I've got on FOTMob. So the scores at the moment still the same from the first half. Nothing's happened so far, and no scores on the doors were Wolves winning, beating Bournemouth 1-0, West Ham beating Arsenal 1-0, we're obviously beating Fulham 1-0, Spurs are beating Ipswich 2-1, and Brighton are beating Southampton 1-0. And it looks like Fulham are on the break here. Now we need to be smart, and it looks like Lacroix has managed to track back and tackled there. So I can see the event log on this event tracker. So it's how I'm keeping all these updates. And it looks like we've got the ball in their third. Oh! So it looks like we have scored. Again, but this is why VAR annoys me so much, because VAR, I'm kind of sitting here thinking, you know, on the thing, I can see, could be offside, could not be, I don't know. But we shall see. But at the moment, it's 2-0. I think what JC was referring to earlier is a little tagline on the bottom, but to be honest with you, I don't know how to do that. I don't know can we do it on here? Maybe I'll just change my name. I don't know. Let's figure it out, shall we? Oh, there we go. Banner. Add banner. Add your caption here. So let's see if this works, shall we? Does that work? No, that doesn't work. I don't know how to do it on this one. But it looks like, so again, we were talking about Iberra Eze getting a goal and an assist every game. I think that was his. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. VAR's checking it now. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's have a look. Does it look... Well, what do you guys think? Does it look onside, offside? What are we saying? See if I can find anything on Twitter. Right, it's been given offside. Let me see if I can find anything on Twitter. I mean, to be fair, it does seem like it was ever so slightly offside, so I'm not going to begrudge that one too much. I mean, it's frustrating because he was very, very close. I mean, what do you guys think about offsides and that? Personally, I think as long as, you know, they're all given consistently, then it doesn't bother me. Obviously, like there, he is offside from the image that I've just seen on Twitter. I mean, I think as long as it's all judged the same in every situation, I don't see why not. See, I hope semi-automatics are going to improve how quick it is later on. We'll they improve how quick it is. Although I do think it's a bit bad putting them halfway through tournaments or competitions. I think that's a bit dodgy. But yeah, we will see. Right, let's see if I can sort this banner out. Text ticker. What does that mean? See, does this work? Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. So it's a ticker then. Right, we have the ball in their box, but Fulham have won it back. I think Smith Rowe got subbed off by the looks of it. I can't see his name on there anymore. So it's good thing we didn't drop 35 mil on him, because he would have been injured all the time. Or however much it was. So Crystal Palace corner, can we make it another set piece goal? So when I was looking at Fulham stats, what they conceded most of their shots from, proportionally to the amount of shots they conceded, was set pieces, so free kicks and corners. And that's another one that they've given away, and it looks like it's going to be another corner. That's another shot from a set piece. And there seem to be complaints about player put on the goalkeeper. But at the end of the day, if they're not, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they've been doing that for years, and it's been fine. As long as you're not pushing them or, bringing them down or whatever, then I think it's fine. If you're just standing there, you got to commit one of your players to trying to get in the way, to try and allow the goalkeeper to get free, in my opinion. Until they change the rules, you got to accept that fact. Right, Fulham have the ball in the middle of the pitch, switching it over, looks like, to Anthony Robinson. They're building up from the back. It seems like they're just kind of hitting it around there. We're trying to put up a bit of a mid-block at the moment. As I said, I think the way that, from tactical, the way that Fulham build out, if we kind of hit them in that mid-block, we do manage to win it in that middle area, we can cause them issues, which we have done. So Adama Traore crossed it, but it's been caught by Dino. Okay, so we broke away there, but it's also been caught by Bernd Leno. Let's see if there's any more comments. Tom Kearney and Andres. I didn't notice Tom Kearney came on. Andres Pereira replaced Emil Smith-Rowe and Sander Berg. So it did look like Smith-Rowe was carrying an injury there and then came off. And I guess Sander Berg, they're just trying to change it up in the middle there a little bit. I don't think he was injured from what I could tell. So obviously it's interesting because they're both players who we were interested in. Sonderberg at one point when he was at Sheffield United, I believe it was. Obviously he went to Burnley, got relegated with them. Then, to be fair, he's played quite well for Fulham this year from what I've seen. And then Smith-Rowe's come off. We're obviously interested in him in the summer. But yeah, he had his injury problems at Arsenal. It doesn't seem to have waned that much, which is unfortunate for him because he is a very good player. Right, Fulham have a free kick, sort of closer to the halfway line in our half. Right, that looks like it's been cleared and they have the ball. They're trying to pass it around. Right, we are breaking, but we need to be smart. And Mateo looks like he's run past about 3 different people there. Got Munoz. He's managed to break into the box. Can we do anything? And woo! Lovely. It looks like a goal for Daniel Munoz. Let's see if I can find that goal on Twitter very quickly. And just and also it doesn't look like there's any issues with that goal either. I just want to find Nate's comment first. Where is it? Nate, I'm trying to find your comment about the Tactico. There we go. Take that, mate. Let me see if I can find that. So let's see. Got it here. Oh, Mateo. This is what I mean. If we do manage to break well, I mean, I can see there, just slate it down. You got, yeah, I mean, it's a 4v2. If you're not getting something out of that there, that is not good. Phew, that is a fantastic finish by Munoz. Lovely. Nice. And yeah, Munoz makes it 2-0. Earth is happy. And yes, wow, indeed. That is a fantastic finish. And wow, Mateta running past all those players. 1, 2, I think it was 2 players. That's absolutely brilliant. Tell me, honestly, in terms of a pure number 9, is there a better striker in the Premier League right now? Pure number 9. I don't think there is. I really don't think there is. I think he could play for any team, well, any team that requires a number 9 in the league. And let's change this banner. Oh, whoops. Let's change it to 2-0. Oh, not 12. 2-0. Up the Palace. So let's have a cheeky look at the league table because all right, let's have a quick look at the league table, see what's going on. Just other score updates. Brighton have scored a second against Southampton. No surprises there because Southampton are absolutely terrible. And in fact, Southampton have only had 3 shots the whole game. 0.05 XG. Crystal Palace, on the other hand, we are now set on 0.95 XG. I did see at halftime, I did see the goal again. And yeah, I can see that it was actually a Fulham player who got the flick on, not Lacroix, although it did look like it. And yeah, so the table at the moment as it stands, we are still in 13th because of we're still in 13th because of because Spurs are winning. But we are only 7 points off 8th place. So is that something that we could potentially claw back later in the season? We will see. But that team in 8th place at the moment is Brighton. And it'll be interesting to see the Aston Villa versus Chelsea game later. Now, obviously, Aston Villa, whilst they've already played their game in hand for the Liverpool getting to the League Cup final. Obviously, they played that on Wednesday, I think it was. So whilst they are playing later, they will have a game in hand. And honestly, I think they'll beat Chelsea, to be honest. And that means by the end of the weekend, Chelsea could actually be they could be in 7th place, which would be very interesting to see what happens there. But anyways, talking about Palace now, it looks like Fulham have got it in our half. And like I said, before the games against Everton and Fulham, I don't think two draws would have been, I think, okay. Which would have been 2 points. I think it's only the fact that Everton really did play Liverpool a few days before that you kind of thinking we should have won. And obviously the manner in which the game panned out, we should have won. But 3 points, I think, from Everton, and who are the most informed team in the league. Or maybe I think it's only them and Arsenal. And then away at Fulham as well. I think away at Fulham, a win. That's a fantastic result. Obviously, not done yet. We've still got another 20-odd minutes or so. But we will see. We will see. Well, I'll be back. I just need to go to the toilet. And just a reminder, I have been keeping up with this on an event logger with an audio description of what's going on, because it's a 3 p.m. kickoff, which you cannot legally watch in the UK, which I think is a bit silly in my opinion. But I can see the reasons behind it, although I do think some of those reasons are now defunct, in my opinion. Kevin said his scream woke the kids up. Where are you based again, Kevin? Is it New Zealand you are? I can't remember now. But yeah, what time is it over there? It must be very, very late. And yeah, certainly by the sounds of it, we have played very, very well. And you know what as well? I think it's very nice to get this kind of result back. Obviously, with the home game, we had so many injuries, and it was just a bit of a mess, wasn't it? Really, Kamada getting sent off. It wasn't ideal, but I think this has been the exact result that we've needed. We're 2-0 up. with 20 odd minutes to go, 25 minutes to go. We can just kind of see the game out. We've got another game on Tuesday, obviously. So that would be, we need to be mindful of the minutes that some players are playing, which I do want to say, actually, I do want to mention this just because it did not annoy me a little bit, but on Twitter, and obviously there are some accounts that, will put the quotes out of what Glasser says in his Friday press conferences. People saw that França wasn't going to be in the squad today and wouldn't be in the squad on for the under-21s on Monday. But you can definitely see why the quote has been split like it did, because if you read it like that, it makes it out as if, he's unfit or he's injured again. But actually, when you read the second tweet for the rest of the quote, it's actually the reason why he's not playing in the under-21s is because we're hoping that he might need minutes in the first team because of the 3 games in a week. So, learn to read the whole quote, guys. And Arsenal are down to 10 men. Rice second yellow. Was it for kicking a ball away by any chance? But for them, it all seems to have gone a bit Pete Tong, really. And again, they bottled it, I think, because I think the opportunity was there for, West Ham on a good side. You kind of think maybe under Graham Potter, they don't score many goals. Maybe Arsenal could, defensively, Arsenal are very decent. Maybe they could nick a goal. But they have bottled it. So we have Daichi Kamada coming on for Ismail Assar. I presume that we want to maybe control the game a little bit more. No minutes for SA today. We shall see. And it looks like at the moment, I haven't seen any signs of Wharton. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets any minutes. But again, remember, guys, it is, 3 games in a week. So we are going to need to use as much of our depth as possible, especially at the moment when we're actually looking okay for injuries right now. Well, I say okay. Obviously, I know we're missing still some very key players in Sheikh Decore and Chadi Riyad and França and obviously Joel Ward. But we do need to, appreciate that we are playing 3 games in a week. If we want to play to our full capacity, we do need to think about the players that are going to play. Because, for example, maybe Wharton won't get any minutes today, and maybe he'll start on Tuesday, for example, or maybe maybe Kamada's coming on today, whereas SA will come on against Villa, perhaps. We shall see. I mean, we'll talk about Tactical on Monday. I'll set that up after this. But it'll be Tactical on Monday as far as I'm aware. So we will talk about who plays then. But I would imagine Sarr will play because I think that will couple well against Villa's very well-known high line. Board have got themselves to blame for not buying a striker. I agree. Want to see JPM and Richard swap haircuts. Well, JP used to have, sure he used to have braids. Sure he did. Lewis Skelly was the one who got sent off. But yeah, coming back to this, you know what? I was talking about this the other day with some people, not Palace fans, just general football fans of various Premier League teams. And I think the thing is with Arsenal, I think with their board, I feel like they're not the kind of team who will say, okay, we need a striker. We're going to go all out on a striker and try and absolutely go for this. They seem to be a lot more reserved and maybe even a little less pragmatic than some other teams in their big teams in their transfer dealings. But I think like they needed a striker, so why didn't they just try and go all out to try and get one? Because I mean, like just as an example, say they threw, I don't know, 70 mil at Mateta. Are we really going to say no to that with what, I think 2 years left on his contract? I'm not too sure. It'll certainly give us something to think about. And if I know Eddie's not played very well this season so far, but we do already have a striker. Maybe you look to loan a backup, perhaps. I don't know, but just as an example, and there's plenty of other strikers around. So I do think the classic number 9 is making more of a comeback these days. Obviously, after the love of a false 9 back in the day that was introduced by Pep Guardiola. There's other players out there like Gyökeres. Like if they threw, say, like 60, 70 mil at, he's still at Sporting Lisbon, I believe. That's the kind of player that they need. Really need someone finishing the chances that they create. Because they don't really have a finisher, really. Tottenham go 3-1 up, so it looks like, as it stands, we will stay in third. But to be honest, as annoying as that is, we are still on 33 points, and we are 7 points away from 8th place, which will probably get a Conference League place. To be honest, I do think if we did get European football ever, our depth would definitely show, and it would definitely go down a little bit in terms of our quality, because the players would be knackered because we haven't got any depth. Right, Adam Wharton's come on, so he will play the last 10 minutes of regular time plus any injury time. And Fulham as well have made a triple substitution. Kearney has come off. I'm assuming he was injured. But it looks like they brought Diop on, so they're going to go 3 at the back with wing backs on the flanks. And they've also brought Willian on. So I'm guessing Traore is providing the width on the right-hand side, whilst and they got 2 strikers. Yeah, Jimenez didn't come off, so they're playing with 2 strikers. Willian sort of playing off those, and then Anthony Robinson will be holding the width on the left. And Wharton will obviously just come in seamlessly for Jefferson Lerma. And Wharton will play, obviously, that slightly deeper of the 2 midfield roles, with Hughes pushing up ever so slightly more. But obviously at the moment we're just trying to game manage, trying to keep it relatively calm, relatively passive. We'll hopefully continue with this. Hopefully we'll get another one, but we shall see. Right, let's just check the other scores on the doors. Brighton are winning 4-0 now. Southampton really are rubbish. And just to confirm, Jed Spence has scored for Spurs. So he's obviously kicking on a little bit now. He's doing well there. Looking at the XG, it looks like Ipswich quite unlucky, to be fair. 1.1 XG to Spurs is 1.5. So 3-1's maybe a little bit harsh. And then the other games are still the same. 1-0 to Wolves and 1-0 to West Ham. But I think those scores, as it stays as it is, just looking at the relegation battle now, I mean, I think... Wolves will be 5 points clear of Ipswich, who will be in 18th. And that old argument of the gulf of the difference between the Championship and the Premier League's growing ever bigger. That argument is still very much there. But we'll see the teams that come up, to be honest, because you've got Leeds coming up who have played very well this season. Potentially Sunderland coming up. I really like their project. They built up quite slowly, but they're very much investing in youth. They've got a good manager as well. Obviously, Burnley might come back up, but I don't really want to see them come back up because, I don't know, Scott Parker just seems the football seems a bit dull. But then I suppose that's probably better for a team that's coming up from the Championship, rather than managers like, a Russell Martin who maybe sticks to his principles a little bit too much. Right, looks like we pushed out Fulham to their own half. Right, JP has the ball there. And then Wharton with one of his first, I think it's his first pass of the game, manages to ping out a lovely ball out wide. And then another switch within 30 seconds. He's just an incredible player, isn't he, really? And we have the throw in their half, midway into their half. Yeah, definitely good for Wharton to come on. Excellent player. 11 goal difference between Wolves and Ipswich. Yeah, that's true actually as well. Whoops, I've done that. Yeah, I think so too. I think the way they've been, if they've been gaining momentum, I think the game that really killed it for them was when they bottled it. I think they lost to Southampton, didn't they? I think that was a huge opportunity for them, and I think that game was probably the pivotal game for them. And obviously you look at Southampton as well, like they're rubbish. So I have to be honest, I didn't think Derby County's record of 11 points would ever even be close to getting beaten. But I tell you what, Southampton are really, really trying hard. But yeah, I mean, I think if it stays like that, I think those results are very much working against the bottom three's favour. And you know what? I can't see any of them. I can't really see them getting themselves out of it, really. And it's like Ben Chilwell is being readied and Justin Devaney as well. It's like they will be coming on shortly. Right, yeah, this game very much seems like we're just seeing it out now. So, and I mean, apart from anything calamitous, I really can't see. Like, Fulham haven't really offered anything, to be honest. In fact, I don't. Let me have a look. I don't even think have they even had a shot on target. No, they haven't. They haven't had a single shot on target. So therefore, Dean Henderson has actually not had to make a save. Which, if you had said to me that we would keep a clean sheet to Fulham, I've been very surprised. And it's 4-1 to Spurs now, who has scored. Kulusevski has scored with an assist from Dane Scarlett. Yeah, I mean, going back to what Durfez was saying as well, 12 goal difference between Ipswich and Wolves as well, in addition to the 5 points. Eze is coming off, so Devaney will be coming on for Eze, and or Hughes is coming off, so maybe it's not. I can't remember who's being ready now. Ben Chilwell. It's interesting. So who's going to play in the middle then? Unless are they going 4-4-2 perhaps? Maybe Chilwell or Mitch. Maybe they're going 4-4-2 perhaps. That's the only thing I can think of there. We shall see. That's an interesting move there. Maybe it's a bit of an experiment. We'll see. Eight minutes of added time. I think a lot of that was there were a couple injuries. Smith Rowe was down for a while. Obviously, they did the VAR check. And Kenny also, I think, went off injured as well. But yeah, I think this has been an excellent performance from us. 2-0. 2-0 up. 0 shots on target for Fulham, and we're done with the normal 90 minutes. Yeah, I think that's been very solid. Right, let me just put these up. Whoops. Changing the ticker. So update with the minutes that he scored in. So I can't add the little tilde up to Munoz's name on this, so I'll just keep it like that. And I think this is, these kind of results for me are as good of an away game as you can get, really. You know, your former player who, a lot of Fulham fans were giving us grief on Twitter for saying we were wrong to get rid of him. So he scores an own goal. To be fair, not really his fault, but he still scored an own goal. And then obviously he scored another goal. It's 2-0. So far, kept a clean sheet. Haven't even conceded a shot on target. Managed to give minutes to players who are coming back from injury as well. We'd maybe like to see SA have been given some minutes, perhaps. But, I mean, I guess we'll see what Glasner thinks. Who knows? Like I said, maybe it is a case of he. Maybe it is a case that, maybe Kamada will get minutes today along with along with Devaney, and maybe on Tuesday he'll be aiming to get minutes against. He'll be getting minutes against Villa. So we need to use as much of the squad as possible. And like I said with that tweet about or Glasner's quotes about França, he was hoping also to be used in a squad as well. So we are trying to use the full depth of our squad. Fulham have a free kick, sort of like a third of a way into our half. We will see if anything comes of it. Like I said, it is just, we are just seeing the game out now. Right, and it looks like that has come to nothing. Henderson has caught that. Whether that counts as a shot on target or not, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys put in the comments who's been your man of the match, what are your thoughts on the game as well, and maybe where are we looking for in the next few games? Obviously, we got Villa at home on Tuesday. Our home form has not been anywhere near as good as our away form. In fact, let me check. I can't remember how many games this is now. Crystal Palace results. Do it like this. Let's go on FB Ref. I find it easier to use that. Actually, let's just watch the end of the game and then. Oh. Right, Fulham have a corner. It's in the last throes of the game. A lot of empty seats at Craven Cottage now. I think they've all gone to their local cafes to order macaroons, cheese, and wine and caviar to drown their sorrows tonight. But it does look like this is the lucky combination, guys. This looks like this is going to have to be a theme. Maybe that's why we're rubbish at home. Maybe it's actually because we don't do either. Maybe that's why. Well, I suppose you do fan cams after the home game, so I guess does that count as a vlog? I don't know. But yeah, maybe this is the lucky formula. But we've got 3 fantastic games for us to do well in. Obviously, we have Villa on Tuesday. And then we have, and obviously I know we drew in the league at their place, but we did beat them. At their place in the League Cup. Well, they did play a weaker team. I do think the way that we play does kind of pair well against the way that they defend. So I'm hoping that plays into our hands a little bit, but we will see. Obviously on Tuesday, we will be there. We will be doing fan cams and stuff like that as well, and so on. And then obviously then we got Millwall on the Saturday, which I believe that we all are going, well, not all of us, but myself, Rich, and JC will be there. And again, we will do fan cams after the game, I'm sure. And then after that, we'll be playing Ipswich, which obviously we talked about them earlier. Can't really see them getting out of that relegation zone. So we just got to put in a proper performance and make sure we do it. But anyway, that's the end of that game. That is 2-0 to Crystal Palace. Australia need 15 runs from 21 balls, so they probably have it. I kind of know what that means. So, because I know you get a certain amount of balls, isn't it, to run. So, yeah. But anyways, that was that. So let's just have a look at some stats before that. And we'll also round out with the last of the other ones. I will just put my volume back up because I'm sure JC and Rich will be back soon. In fact, all the other games are finished apart from Tottenham versus Ipswich, but that looks like it's about to finish. So just to confirm, Wolves beat Bournemouth 1-0. Zabani got sent off in that game and Cunha scored for Wolves. In fact, it did look like Wolves were a much better side in that game. West Ham beat Arsenal 1-0. And again, was that Miles Lewis Skelly got red carded, and it looked like it says yellow card cancelled by VAR. So I'm assuming that means that it was originally given as a yellow and then was then given as a red. And the Spurs game has finished now. That was 4-1 in the end, and Brighton ended up beating Southampton 4-0. And obviously our game, we finished 2-0. So the final stats of the day, we have Fulham only created 0.19 XG. We created 1.22, which is fantastic, especially considering that obviously we get 0 XG for the own goal that was scored. And they had 0 shots on target, which, I mean, I don't know the last time they had 0 shots. So in fact, I can find that out. Let's have a look, shall we? Last time Fulham didn't have a shot on target. But guys, if you put in the comments who is your man of the match for today, you know what? I'm actually going to give mine. I'm torn between Mateta or Eze, to be fair. Because Mateta, that second goal, the way he just blew past players, that was excellent. And I do think Eze deserves a lot of credit today as well for his excellent performance. In fact, that is the first time this season, in home or away, that Fulham haven't had a shot on target. So that is fantastic. So that's 4 away wins on the trot. Apparently the first time we've done it in the Premier League. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right to me. Because I know, let me go back to our match log. Because I know that, is this in order? Yeah, that's in order. Because I know we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the Premier League. So in the Premier League, we've actually gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games unbeaten away in the Premier League. God, if only our home form was just ever so slightly better, then we'd be laughing, really, wouldn't we? So yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because I think the unbeaten one, I'm fairly sure once we got to 8 games unbeaten, that was a record as well. Which, when you consider that we finished 3rd in 1991, I mean, that's incredibly impressive, isn't it, really? And then great win. Palace played really well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the stats just show that exactly. Right. Yeah, just to round out, I'm not sure what exactly we're doing in terms of streams the rest of this week. Me and JC will be doing Tactical on Monday evening, 7:30, I believe. I'll double check with him, but I believe that will be 7:30. And then obviously we'll have the game on Tuesday. So I'm guessing, I don't know yet. This is just a guess, but I don't know if we'll do a review of this game. We won't do a review, sorry, of Fulham. Here he is. Here they are. Hey guys.
One second. What a win. What a win. Quality performance as well.
Yeah.
It's still team.
I'm looking forward to the vlog. The vlog will be quality.
Great win.
Yeah, that's a fantastic.
We could easily have 3, 4, 5 goals. Unbelievable performance.
Yeah. Good stat for you. It's the first time Fulham haven't had a shot on target all season.
Yeah, is it true that they had no shots on target the whole game?
Yeah, no shots on target.
Yeah, 0 shots on target.
Shots on target, yeah.
First time they've not done that this season, so we were quality. The watershed, guys. The watershed. That's a quality away day.
Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes. Dan,
fantastic.
See you later.
See you later, guys.
Oh, win! Up the Palace, 2-0 again. Ole, ole.
Up the Palace, 3 points again. Ole, ole. Love that. But yeah, for 0 shots on target for them, good win for us. No, thank you, Kevin, and thanks everyone else for tuning in. Just me today on this this here. I don't think we're going to review the game because they'll be doing a vlog, which I don't know when that will come out. I normally would try and get out on the same day, so that should be out. Obviously, I've given my thoughts here. I think tomorrow, I don't know, so don't quote me on this, but we might be doing a review of the Villa game tomorrow. And then Tactical, I believe, will be on Monday. And then obviously the game on Tuesday. And then after that, we'll be gearing up to the Millwall game on the Saturday. But yeah, just looking forward at our next fixtures. See, we're 7 points off 8th place. 8th place is that spot this season because that will be a European place. So we got Villa next on Tuesday. Then we've got Millwall in the FA Cup on Saturday. And then we will have, and then see, that's the thing. We've got Ipswich and then Southampton away. And there will be a big gap between those Ipswich and Southampton games because of the international break. And also it will be an FA Cup. I think it's the FA Cup weekend, the weekend before the Southampton game. So the players will have 2 weeks off at the very least. Obviously, if we beat Millwall, then they'll have... well, they will only have 2 weeks off. But yeah. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Lacroix, no, I think I've seen it back. And it does look like it flicks off a Fulham player first and then hits Anderson on like the back of the head, I think. But anyways, thank you all very much for tuning in. Rich T and JC fighting over the phone again. Yeah, I think there's a... They must have a lot of hype in that away end. I'm looking forward to that vlog. That'd be quality, and I'll go. Big up, Animal. Hi and bye. Secret and Agent Anderson. Yeah, absolutely. Scoring goals for Palace. Joachim Anderson. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you all soon. And the only thing to say really is up the Palace. Eagles.